Hello. So in this project, I managed to basically connect my controller with the main idea of coding with it. And as you can see, this is how I mapped my controller. Left click, right click. The joystick controls the mouse, and then the right joystick controls the scrolling. Um, And yeah, we'll try a simple coding a simple website. All right, so let's get started. I want to create a website that's a copy of DoorDash, but I want to call it Michelin Dash and only include Michelin star restaurants. So yeah, the voice thing definitely needs to be improved. But yeah, so I picked Bolt because it's simple and it only does the front end generally. And I'm just doing a demo right now. But yeah, I'll quickly go over how I made this and then I'll tell you guys how you can get it as well. However, I did only make it for a PS5 controller or PS4 controller to connect to a MacBook. So if you're using Windows or have an Xbox controller, that may not work. So yeah. Um, so what I could do is actually go to one of my other IDEs like Cursor or Windsurf. I feel like Windsurf is better in my opinion in terms of especially like the ID like directly coding and running stuff from your computer. I'm a big fan. But yeah, like for example, you can go like I mean, not gonna lie, this looks pretty darn good. Um, I like that. Maybe change the font and hmm. Okay, we'll change the font, give more space, and yeah. So I want to change the font and give the website more space between the elements to give it a more feel of a luxury. Um, all right, so that should make the change. And the really cool thing I like about Bolt is that if you decide to deploy it right away, it'll give you a link that you can share directly or even buy a domain for like $10 and then link it to it. It's really not that hard. Okay, wow. So that actually looks pretty darn good. Um, yeah, wow. I might make this. Um, all right. And yeah, so I can say deploy it. So this is a cursor, and it's better when it comes to doing like the back end stuff, but it might not work as well when it comes to doing things without any mistakes. But yeah, now I even have a shareable link, which is crazy because that literally took like uh, less than 5 minutes, I think. Okay, So yeah, let's go over how I made this. So honestly, at first I wasn't sure like if this was possible. Um, but ChatGPT guided me through it. So there's a thing called the vendor ID and product ID. You can connect your controller to the laptop by Bluetooth, but then you need this to read the data coming from the controller. So okay, so I'm running a program right now. I turned it into a executable program, but to show you what's going on underneath the hood, actually, even better is this. So, uh, yeah. So each time I press a button, it does this thing where it logs like eight numbers, eight digits, and it didn't really tell you what they were. So I had to kind of try pressing all of them. And then I was able to map them out like this. So each number or like coordinate corresponds to an input. And then from there on, I was able to map it to the buttons that I wanted to. And here I'm using different Python libraries to do this. So this one, py, auto GUI, auto GUI, it lets me like press the uh, keyboard inputs and mouse clicks and all that. And HID, that's the one I needed to like read the inputs. So yeah, basically it's saying like when you read this controller input, then press this keyboard. So yeah, that's really what it comes down to. And just some more coding. Honestly, I don't understand half of this stuff. I could probably spend time to like really understand it, but it's kind of like, what's the point? If it works, it works. So yeah, and then I added this little um, instructions and um, yeah, I mean, I see myself like laying on the couch and doing this on the TV, especially as AI coding gets better and better. I don't think I would even ever have to touch it. The only thing is the voice input is kind of messed up, and also the mouse cursor movement is not as smooth as I want it to be. I try to spend a lot of time trying to fix the cursor, but I think there's a more fundamental issue like the refresh rate from like how often the controller is sending the message or like the ping to the laptop. So yeah, I mean, um, but then again, there's not too many times where I need to use the cursor. Um, okay, so yeah, just to give you guys a quick demo, this would work like this. So uh, go to Composer and we'll say I want to bind the options button to Command W hotkey. Okay, I'll just type that in. So it understands the mission and it gets it. All right, so now if I run this again, it should work. Okay. So if I press command, this is gonna go away. I kind of like this, so let me close something else. Okay, didn't do that. Ah, it got the. Strange. Oh, did I not save it? Ah, okay, I didn't save it. Boom. So, yep, that's how it works. So this works for a PS controller connecting to a Mac. Now I'm not using the official PS controller, so if you're using the official PS5 controller, you may want to change the product ID right here. Yeah, it should be. You can either Google it or ask ChatGPT. But yeah, it's something similar. It's not the same, but something similar to the vendor ID. But yeah, I'm using like a PC controller that I use for Steam. So yeah. Yeah, if you guys like this project, leave it in the comments below and I'll make a copy for, or like a version that works for Windows and Xbox controller. All right, thank you.